In this video we're going to look at different types of fractions, how we can jump between different types of fractions, and introduce you to the Casio calculator so you can see how it works. So there's three main types of fraction that you'll come across. There's the proper fraction that we've done, standard fraction. Okay, there is the decimal fraction, which is in the form 0.324. Okay, so it's a decimal fraction. And then there is the ubiquitous percentage fraction, so 41%. You might not think of this as a fraction, but it really is. If you look at the word percent, it's another Latin word. For every, the word per is Latin for every, cent is 100. If you live to be 100 years old, you've lived for a century. We're in the 21st century. In cricket, if you score 100 runs, you've scored a century. There's 100 cents in a dollar in this country and a lot of other countries. So think of 41% here as 41 out of 100. Okay. So the first thing we want to do is convert from a proper fraction, I'm going to call them standard fractions, to decimal. Okay, and we come back to our old friend the divisor line. It's just the top number divided by the bottom number. Okay, numerator divided by the denominator. So let's have a look at an example. So 1/5. Okay, and I want to convert that into a decimal fraction. Well, I'm just going to get the calculator actually, and 1 divided by 5. I'm just going to bring up the calculator. I'm going to use this calculator. This is the most common calculator that a lot of students have. There's a couple of ways we can do this. We can just say 1 divided by 5 equals 0.2. Okay, that's one way of doing it. 0.2. One little thing I can say is make sure that you put that 0 in. Okay, there's a reason why you put it in. You don't technically need it. I guess you can have 0.2, but it's just a good habit to get into, just to put the 0 in there. Another way we've got of converting these proper fractions into decimal fractions is if we use the built-in fraction function. So let's clear all that, and we have 1 over 5, and we're going to put that into the memory, and not much happens. It's not really a revelation that 1 over 5 equals 1 over 5. You shouldn't be shocked. The earth shouldn't have moved for you right there. But I'm going to come down here and I'm going to use this FD, and the FD fraction to decimal. Some of the later computers have SD for standard to decimal, and I press that and it's going to convert them back and forth between the types of fraction. If you look up here at the top, 0.2 is 1/5, is 0.2 is 1/5, and that helps us a lot. Okay, so 1/5 equals 0.2. Let's do another example. Really simple example, 3/4. Wonky old 3. I want to convert that into a decimal fraction. Some of you might be looking at it right now and go, oh, come on, I know what it is, but let's kind of get in the habit of doing it. So 3 divided by 4, 0.75. Or, we could clear that, 3 over 4. The little thing that especially the older Casios have is this little symbol here, if you see it, that little angle thingy. That's the technical term for it, I think. Just really strange. The later Casios have them in normal, the way that you'd write them here. 3 over 4, and I'm going to enter that. So it's entered in there, and again, this isn't really earth-shaking. 3 over 4 equals 3 over 4. That's not really amazing, but it is equal to 0.75. Okay, being able to jump between the different types of fractions is a pretty handy skill to have. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to convert decimal fractions into percentages, and that's pretty simple if we remember what percent means. Yep, remember cent means 100, so the percentage is equal to the decimal times 100. Once we've done that, we can now convert between all of the different types of fractions. So let's have a look at the example that we had before, 1/5. Well, we worked that out. 1 divided by 5 is 0.2. Okay, so far so good, but I want to convert that into a percentage. So I'm just going to take that 0.2, I'm going to multiply that by 100, like that, and I'm going to hit exe, and it's going to be 20, and the 20 there is going to be 20%. If you have percent as well, make sure you put that percent. It's 20%, it's not 20 elephants or 20 Hulk Hogans or 20 Supermans, it's 20%. Okay, let's have another look. How do we convert 3/4, the one that we did before, into percentage? Well, we know that 3 over 4 is 0.75. I'll do it again. 3 divided by 4, 0.75. And I want to convert that into a percentage, so I'm just going to multiply that by 100 and take this answer, multiply it by 100. I'm going to have 75. 75 what? Well, 75%. Okay. Lastly, how do we convert a percentage into a proper fraction? Well, that's a good question. Let's get back to our 75%. And the trick there is to look at the symbol there. Think of this as over 100. So 75% is equal to 75 over 100. And if we simplify that, don't really worry about simplifying it. But that equals 3 over 4. But that's fine. Just to leave it like that. And let's do another. Let's look at 1/8. What is 1/8 as a decimal fraction and as a percentage? Well, probably the best thing to do is to grab your calculator, and 1 divided by 8 0.125. So we have a fraction within a fraction. But I want to go a step further than that, and I want to say, well, let's convert that into a percentage. I'm just going to take the decimal form and I'm going to multiply it by 100. 12.5. Okay. 12.5 what? Well, 12.5%. If you're of a certain age, you'll recognize this little process that I did there. 12.5% used to be the GST rate, and it was kind of weird that it was at 12.5%, but it's 1/8, and that's how we do that.